This is Paul Socia from Boston originally, and then he went to school here at Northwestern, and that's where I met him. And I guess I better hold this here so you can hear it. Yeah, the monitor there. That's where I met him at Northwestern, and he was with me 10 years ago. He reminded me it's been 10 years since we started the church. 10 years ago in 1998 in September. Is that right?
August or September, yeah, 98.
Paul used to sing for me, and we started this church in 1998. And on that first Sunday, after a heavy media saturation, putting ads in the newspaper, after heavy media saturation, we had our first service, and Paul and I were here together in this empty building.
I told him he could preach to the chairs.
Yeah, that's right.
He'd start with the chairs.
I start with the chairs, right? But I figured the chairs are okay the way they are. So
yeah.
He sang at our wedding.
That's right. That's right. I was a nervous wreck. I remember that.
Paul sang at Jason and Dana's wedding, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate Paul for sticking in there with me. And I think the next Sunday, Don and Betty came. And Don's been with us here ever since, and we thank you for that. But I just want you to meet Paul. Paul has taken a position. Is it right? Is it still true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's true.
Paul has taken a position with the college and with Jeff McAlpin, and they're going to be working at the prison doing the MRT classes. What do they call that? The counseling. Substance
abuse counselor.
Yeah. And I just wanted you to meet Paul. He's going to be moving back here to Alva, and he's got a house on Locust Street. And I told him there's some other good people live on Locust, right on the street. Troy live on Locust. Yeah. So why don't you say a few words, good people? Greet everyone.
No, it's just nice to meet you all. It's fantastic to be back here. Something special always happens to me when I come back here. It's just I don't know what it is. You get away from your home, where you grew up and everything, and your family, and something happens. Something magical happens with me. Every time I come out to this community, these doors just open up for me, and God is using me to bless people, and people really bless me, and this community really embraces me. It's always very special. Always a very special thing. But it's great to be back here. I've had nothing but positive experiences happen in my life since I've come out to this wonderful state. And also, it's just great to be able to drive down the street and not get road raged. And not have somebody cut me off in traffic. Max can relate because he lived in the same exact city I lived in up in Brockton, Massachusetts. So, no, I'm looking forward to it. It's a big radical transition. I'm bringing my wife Sarah out here. We have to go back. I got to go back to Boston tomorrow morning. We got to pack up all of our stuff in these next few weeks, spend Christmas with my family, and then we're going to attempt to do this radical trip from Boston all the way down to here. And Max and April took that trip several times, so I need to ask them for specific routes and how to get down here, because I know we're coming down in the dead of winter.
Yeah.
But so my wife has never left Massachusetts, and so this is going to be a good transition for her. So please keep Sarah in your prayers. That she has the grace to adapt to a new, geographical location and different type of lifestyle. And I'm looking forward to it because everything where I come from is extremely fast paced, as you know, Max. It's like everything is go 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 go. So I'm looking for winding it down a little bit. But no, it's just great to be here, and looking forward to the move to. The future open doors and what God's going to do, and no, it's all a blessing. So, I've been hitting Daylight Donuts every morning, and for one, it's great because at Dunkin' Donuts, where I come from, the coffee's at least $1 more, so that's always a good thing. And it gets better if you go into Hold the Drug, obviously, and then you get one for 50 cents as opposed to $1.50. So. But no, I since I've been back here, meeting all kinds of wonderful people, and God's already been moving through me to touch some people's lives. It's amazing how that happens. But I met this guy real quickly. I'm not going to stay up here too long, but I met this guy at the donut shop this morning. Little donut shop ministry going on. Wasn't even looking for it, but I met this one guy, and if you can pray for him, his name is Brock Henry. He comes from Easton, Oklahoma. He's in the oil business. So I'm just sitting down there drinking my coffee, and this guy comes in, and all of a sudden he just starts talking to me, and he's telling me, how much money he makes, and how he's been in the oil business, and how he supervises 3 crews, And then he's telling me all kinds of entrepreneurial inventions he has, and I'm doing all the listening. He's doing all the talking. And, he gets the cussing and the swearing, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. And he's just expressing himself, and, he's expressing, I don't believe in giving money to the church. I didn't even bring up the word church. I don't know how he came up with that. But anyway, 2 hours of listening to this guy. Takes me outside. I'm still listening to him, and I'm shivering. My toes are freezing. And I'm like, come on, I know there's going to be an open door here. So I'm like, at the end of our conversation, mind you, I did all the listening.
Yes.
I could get a word edgewise in here and there a little bit, but I said, hey, Brock, I said, don't feel uncomfortable with this, but would you mind if I said a little prayer, And he's like, sure. So I took his hand, and I began to pray God's love into his life, because I could tell where he was coming from. He felt condemned, that he was going to hell. He did mention that. He's like, I'll probably burn in hell, da-da-da. And I'm thinking, I'm going to give you some good news today, brother. So I got to really pray, Father, I thank you. You love this guy. You've loaded him with gifts and talents. And Father, I thank you. You just want to just love on this guy. You accept him where he's at and what is going on. And I don't care if he's dipping, cussing, and chewing, whatever he's doing. You love this guy, Lord. And so, at the end of my prayer, I could see his eyes were all watery. God was touching the guy, And I'm like, yeah, it's awesome. That's what it's all about, just reaching people with God's love and acceptance. So, Brock Henry, and, if you think of him, zip up a prayer for him, and that God will be able to break through to this guy's mind, his thoughts, his heart, with his love, And so, good little testimony, In closing, it is great to be back in a safe, safe quote-unquote environment, and it's safe here. And, Max and I have had a great connection over the years, and it's such a gem to be able to come into a place where it's safe, where you're going to get loved and accepted for who you are, where you're at. And it's just so good to be here, so good to meet you all. And that's about it. So thanks for embracing me, and have an outstanding day.
Jesus!